Hi everyone, my name is Alex. Today I'm going to be trying the Purito TXA6 Niacinamide 10 Retinal Serum. This product retails for $25. I am very excited for this formula because Purito has taken the standard tranexamic acid and niacinamide serum and kind of flipped it on its head with the addition of Retinal in this product. Retinal is one of my favorite skincare ingredients because of the innovation, because of the delivery that it gives to the skin. It's a more pure form of retinoic acid, which with my experience has just meant it delivers better to the skin than using a retinol serum. Retinal is my favorite. I do want to first say I'm not a skincare expert. I just listen to my dermatologist, listen to other skincare experts, and also do research on different articles and current studies going on in skincare. But I have seen amazing benefits with Retinal through my experience with using it. They use a more gentle concentration of that ingredient. So this is definitely more of purchasing for the blend is what it looks like, not necessarily a sole Retinal serum. But I'm super excited because niacinamide and tranexamic acid are some of my favorite combination of ingredients together for brightening the skin. I cannot wait to see what I notice with this formula. This product is vegan, cruelty-free, fragrance-free, alcohol-free, and comes in recyclable packaging. They utilize 6% tranexamic acid and 10% niacinamide. It's looking like the Retinal is at a 25 ppm, which is at a 0.0025%. Not the most potent Retinal. So you're definitely not going to want to purchase this with the Retinal solely in mind. So just keep that in mind. I do like that they include a complex with this, and I also appreciate the transparency that they have in the ingredient list. I just wish it was a little easier to find because you do have to click in the full ingredient. I don't feel like that's the best marketing for this. I mean, sure, it has it in it, but it is at a pretty low concentration. But still, I'm excited to see what I notice with it. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Big things I'm going to be looking for include, does it cause any sensitivity, especially because it is a 10% niacinamide serum. I've experienced that with some niacinamides at that concentration in the past. I also want to see what results I see with it. I'm only going to be using this for a couple of weeks, so more long-term benefits I'll have to keep you updated on if I am able to use it. Does it cause any dryness? How often do I feel like I can use it? As for anything else, I'll be continuing to do check-ins, so I will see you all in the next check-in. I'm here to give you all a quick check-in and also my first impression with this formula. I'm excited to see how it performs and mainly compare it to the Anua, because that is the other one that I have seen very similar to this. I do like the Purito went for a Retinal approach with this. Not the biggest fan of using a Retinal or a retinol style product in a dropper bottle like this. It's just not my favorite. Can affect some of the stabilization of it, but either way, I have used formulas like this before and it's been no issue. It looks like the product kind of separated a little bit, so I'm just gonna give it a little shake. I'm not sure how Purito formulated this. They may have made it where it's stable in packaging like this, but still, I'm gonna show you the texture. It is very watery, which I feel like is perfect because it kind of makes it layerable for any skin type. Very moisturizing. You can see there, doesn't add any stickiness, but it definitely does add a little bit of moisture to the skin. I'm gonna take a few drops of this out in my palms. Since they are using such a gentle concentration of retinol in this, I'm feeling like I'm going to be able to use it every night. And honestly, in combination with all of my other actives as well, may not be something I recommend for the more new active user. Definitely consult with a dermatologist or an expert if you have any questions about that. But I know my skin, and usually I can tolerate formulas like this with other actives. This is very lightweight, which reminds me a lot of their acid treatment. It doesn't add any moisture to the face. I am wanting to see some brightness with some discoloration. This is mostly post-acne discoloration. I'm dealing with some discoloration over here as well. So I do feel like I will be able to put this to the test and really see how it performs. One big thing I'm noticing at first, no sensitivity, which my skin has built more of a tolerance to niacinamide. When I tried out the Anua, I could not do 10% niacinamide. I'm doing a little bit better with it now. Still not something I like to go in with as much, but since this does have retinal, even though it is a little bit more gentle, gentle. I would still personally recommend using it at night. That's when I'm gonna try using it, once a night, every night. Anything changes on that, I'll keep you posted. But no finish, very lightweight, kind of standard serum texture. I would go in with this as close to your cleansing step as possible. I'm excited to see what I notice with it. I'm going to continue using it and then I'll check in again. I'm back to give you all my final thoughts on this product. I first want to say this is a really gentle dark spot treatment. I did spend about 3 weeks with this product, using it both day and night every day. I feel like the marketing of this product is slightly misleading just because they say Retinal is in this formula, which isn't a lie. When brands use it in the main marketing of a product, it could make people buy a product solely because it says it in it. Retinal is an amazing ingredient in skincare. However, I don't feel like that is the biggest standout of this serum. I did personally enjoy this product and it was very lightweight on the skin. I feel like with more continued use, I will continue to see better results with it because similar to their azelaic acid serum, this was more better for the complex. If you're wanting niacinamide, tranexamic acid, and a slight boost of retinal. I say that very lightly because even though it is in this product, you're not going to see the results like you would see with a sole retinal serum. So if you are wanting to get that, this could be a booster to add to your already existing retinal serum in your routine to get the maximum benefits, and also if you're able to tolerate it. If you have any questions about that, make sure you consult with an expert, but still, that would be when you would get the maximum retinal benefits from it. I know tranexamic acid and niacinamide are also big call-outs, and I feel like they are effective in this formula. You get a little bit more tranexamic acid than you do in a typical serum that I've seen like this on the market before. Additionally, it's a little bit more lightweight than, say, the Anua. I felt like the Anua was still very lightweight, but a little bit more moisturizing. Something else I wanted to point out was the Anua TXA serum does have olive oil in it. Even though it wasn't an issue for my personal acne-prone skin, that's not to say it's not going to be the case for everybody. So if you did experience acne with the Anua, this may be a safer option for that because it doesn't utilize olive oil. That was a huge deal that I saw in the ingredient list. But performance-wise, I saw very subtle benefits with my skin. I felt like I saw more balancing benefits because of the niacinamide, because those are some of the more instant benefits I see with this. Also some texture. I saw subtle fading with my discoloration, but it wasn't anything too notable. I'm gonna need to use it a little bit longer to see those results because ultimately this is a really gentle treatment. I feel like it's about on par with results that I saw with the Anua. So when it comes to comparison, if you're sensitive to an ingredient in one or the other, I would just go for the other. If you weren't able to use the Anua, this may open up the door for an option for this, but it's really hard to compare them. I feel like this one may have been a little bit more lightweight, had a slight added boost of retinal and some more brightening ingredients in it. The Anua I felt like was a little bit more moisturizing, maybe for the more drier skin. This, if you felt like the Anua was a little bit too nourishing or too heavy on the face, which like I said, they're both very light, but this was just a subtle difference in that. I'm picking hairs here. This is how amazing both these serums are. They're truly both great formulas. With this formula, I do feel like there is a potential alternative. Now, it's a little bit more moisturizing and doesn't have as potent of a blend, but Peach Slice's Discoloration Serum is a fraction of the price, and I want to bring up that product as a potential alternative to this just because it uses niacinamide, tranexamic acid. Sure, it may be at a lower concentration, but with these ingredients, you are getting a very gentle and subtle benefit, and I saw great benefits with the Peach Slice's Super Fade Serum, so that could be a more budget-friendly alternative because even though this product is not expensive, it is still a little bit more expensive than the Peach Slices. Overall, I can't wait to continue using it and doing more of an in-depth comparison between this and the Anua, but ultimately, I would recommend it. It is a great serum, and I saw some promising benefits that I feel like will translate to more long-term discoloration benefits with it. Saw some instant benefits with oil production and also texture, just because that's kind of what niacinamide gives me. And the 10% concentration didn't cause any sensitivity. I don't know whether that's this formula or what my skin was going through at the time. When I tried the Anua, I had to ease off of it and just use it once a night. This, I found I was able able to use both day and night every night. Not sure that I was supposed to do that because Retinal is in this formula and I don't necessarily like to use Retinal during the day, but since it was such a low concentration, I mainly was using it for the tranexamic acid for the niacinamide benefits. So I personally did that. Consult with an expert if you have any questions about how often you feel like you should use it. I just went off of my skin and I was personally able to tolerate it that much, so that is how often I used it, and I still saw great benefits like I did with the Anua. I don't feel like the Retinal marketing is enough to stray away from the Anua. I feel like it was an attention grabber to be like, hey, we're different, we did this, which they did, but it isn't at, in my opinion, an effective concentration. I personally saw the same results as I did with the Anua in the time frame that I used both of them, but still, I mean, it is present in the formula. I did find I was able to combine it with a more potent Retinal serum and worked perfect for my skin. Ultimately, it is a great option. It still is very comparable to the Anua. I would personally recommend going with the one that either you know your skin and you know the ingredients that work for you, and if you're sensitive to one, then go for the other. Or if you're indifferent about both, check the price point, try the one first that is the lowest price point, because honestly, it is very difficult to compare the two. Obviously, they have different ingredients, but the texture, the feel, the benefits that they're supposed to deliver are very similar. This was just slightly more lightweight, and I also didn't experience sensitivity to the 10% niacinamide. I did at first with the Anua. I built up to it. I think it was just what my skin was going through at the time. I hope this gave you a breakdown of what my experience was with this product and also trying to compare it, because I've tried so many products and I tried to give you as much insight as possible. Please let me know if you need any more. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more like this, make sure you subscribe because I post new videos every week, and I will see you all in the next review.